everyone, this is Angie at Stampin' with Amore, and today I am sharing the tutorial for this stained glass rose that I posted on my blog last Wednesday. So this is a little fussy, but it is so much fun, and it's super pretty. I mean, the results are amazing. And so I did a lot of the prepping before, but I'm going to go through how to create the card and especially the rose technique. So let's get started. What you're going to need for this is the Rose Garden Framelits from Stampin'Up. And these are the framelits. And actually, this is in this set also, and this is the rose that we're going to do is the smaller rose, and I'm actually using these leaves off of this larger rose. This is gorgeous, and I'm planning on doing one with this big one because it's so beautiful. I really think it's going to be a beautiful stained glass look. So what we're going to do first is I already went to the Big Shot and I cut out. You're going to have to cut out a black, run this one through to get in with black to get your base. This is going to be our stained glass, the outside of it. And then what I did was I just ran this big one through, and I only ran it through up to the leaves. And so I got this, and I'm only going to actually use 2 of these leaves. I'm going to cut off one of these leaves here. I'm going to go ahead and do that because I only want to use 2 of those leaves. If you want to use all 3, you can do it, but I really like the way it looked better with just the 2. So you need those 2, and that's the base for your stained glass. And then you're going to need to run this. I'm going to do it in red this time, and I haven't done one in red, so I'm taking like 3 different shades. I'm taking the Cherry Cobbler, the real red, and the other one is Rose Red, and we're going to see what it looks like. You're going to need to run this through 3 times to get 3 different roses. And what happens, I'm going to show you real quick. I'm going to run this one through because I've already ran the other 2 through. So I'm going to bring up the Big Shot real quick here, and I'm going to show you, move these out of the way really quick, what you need to do. And I have a little tip for you. Okay, so I have the magnetic platform down here with my precision base plate. Now, they don't recommend using the magnetic plate, but I'm super careful with it because you can pinch your fingers in here. It grabs it really quick, and so you need to be super careful if you use it with your magnetic platform. Just a warning there. And then you're going to put down, this is the Cherry Cobbler, and then your first rose here. Well, actually, this is my last one, and then you'll need your base plate over the top there. And so then I'm going to run it through. And you want to try to keep these roses together. That is the hint for making it a lot easier later when we start putting the pieces into the black frame. So we've got this here, and what I'm using here is a piece of press and seal. Now, this is a kitchen like a saran wrap for your kitchen. You can find it at any of your local grocery stores. And it's got a stickier side, and it's got a side that's not so sticky. And you want to use the sticky side. And when you lift that, lift the whole thing out, and then just set it down there. And I usually just press it on here. And it's not 100% perfect, but it does make things easier, and it keeps things basically in the spots that you need them. So this is our new handy tool here. It's the Big Shot die brush, and it's got this little foam, and this makes it super easy to get your pieces out. And you just run it over especially when you have a lot of pieces and a lot of detail. So then you'll just lift up your piece, and if you can keep it all together, it's great. If you can't, and see, it'll move, some will move around, but that's okay. And so we're ready with that piece. So I'm just going to set that aside and bring in my black frame pieces. And what we're going to start doing, and it does help if you have a little tool for the little pieces. I mean, the other one I did all by hand, but this seems to really help pick up those little pieces. So I'm going to start placing these. Actually, first thing I forgot to do is we're going to need another piece of scrap paper. And I'm just going to use, let me grab a piece of basic black, because you can use whatever you want. And what you're going to do is you're going to take that one piece that you just used and you're going to trace this. I almost forgot this step, but this is very important. And you're going to trace this piece, and it doesn't matter if you can see it because you're going to be covering it. And you also need to do the same with the leaves. I don't know where my piece went for the leaves, but what I'm going to do instead, use the negative space because it's easier, but instead I'm just going to go ahead and draw the outline. You could do it either way, but draw the outline for your leaves here. And then we're going to hand cut these out, these pieces. So I'll speed it up so you don't have to watch me cut each piece out. So we have our two pieces cut out, and the next thing that we're going to do is I'm going to take some fast fuse and put it all over, very generously, all over this piece here, because this is going to hold your little pieces in place. So this is your base, and do the same on this one, and just cover it. And you don't have to use a really strong adhesive though for this, because all these little pieces need to stay in place. Alright, so what we're going to do is we're just going to match this up, and this does not have to be perfect. We're going to match these up just like that, and even if it doesn't have that spot there, that's okay. It's going to still work. I try to go inside the lines a little bit so they don't come out, but you can trim them away later. So there we have our bases for this. Alright, so we're going to start layering this now. Now I'm going to bring in the darker one first, and I'm going to lift these. I'm not going to use any of the inside pieces because I want that to be lighter. So I'm going to scoot and keep these, because you're definitely going to, you can use this again. Don't throw anything away. So now I'm going to start layering these pieces on here. And it sticks right on it, so it makes it easy. So you just need to look. That's why I said it's easier to have them in place, so you can see where they're going to go. And I'm just going to put these on the outer side, darker, and then I'm going to get lighter going towards the center. You can do it however you like. This is just the way I did the yellow one. So, and these big pieces are easy to put in, really simple and quick. So just like that. Now I'm going to grab my real red that I have ready, and I'm going to take this other one off so I can get to these other smaller pieces. And we're going to place some of those. And if you like putting puzzles together, this is exactly what you're doing here. Let's see, let me use this little one. See how you can grab that? It makes it easier to put it in if you can have something you can grab. Even a little pair of those little tweezers would work good. And I save all these pieces because I can use them again in another rose. Okay, now let me grab the lighter one. I'm just going to set these aside here. And these are a little bit more tedious, but it's still nothing hard about it. I just want to make sure I get them all in here so I can grab these little pieces. And that little one doesn't want to, so I'm going to grab him first and put him on. He's being very stubborn. There we go. And that's the center one, so I'm going to put that in there and then just follow on with these other pieces here. With that rose red in the middle, it does have a bit of red, but I don't think it really goes that great in there, but that's all right. Let's go ahead, and again, I ran these through my leaves, and I've got the two different ones here, and I'm just gonna variegate these like in different. I'm just gonna go with it. Alright, so we got the leaves here done. Oops, why are you sticking to that? I got the leaves here and the rose ready to go. And there's a little overlapping where the black, when I cut it, so I'm going to trim that away. And I don't know where my Stampin' Up! Scissors went, but these are not the best. So I'm just going to trim that away here. It's going to be under the card, under the rose, so you're not going to see it, but it does bother me. Okay, so it's all ready to go. Now I already put together my card base because I knew it was going to take a while to show the rose how to do it. And so this is just your regular 5.5 by 4 1/4 card, and then the black piece is 5 1/4 by 4, and then this piece is 3 3/4 by 5. But I'll put all the dimensions on my blog. And then this piece is 1/2 inch, and I'm not exactly sure how long it is, but it's 3.5 inches for this. And the sentiment that I used is from this Greatest Greetings. This is one of my favorite because I love the cursive writing on it. And so I already put those on, and then I'm going to grab this time. I'm going to use some of the silver, our silver thread here. And I'm just going to put some adhesive down because it takes a little bit to, oh, I'm out of fast fuse. And I just kind of just lay it in just as any old kind of pattern. And then I'm going to use some dimensionals on the back of that. And we're going to, first I'm going to adhere the leaves. Let's see back here. Oops, forgot I just said that ran out. So we're going to use some snail hair. Okay, are all my adhesives out? No, that one's good. And we're just going to place that underneath here. There we go. And then I'm going to add some dimensionals back here. And don't be afraid to use dimensionals because you want it to stay popped up evenly. I'm just using my edges. I use all of this. And then take your backing off and then you're ready to place it. But this rose, it is so beautiful when it's done, and it's well worth the few minutes it takes to put it all together. And once you run them through, just run one at a cut your paper and run each flower through to get your different shades at one time. It's very quick. I did it all within 10 minutes. So we're going to set that there. And so there you have it. I think this really is beautiful. I like the red one too. I just wish I would have chose a different color for the center, but I think it turned out beautiful also. And I think it's really pretty. And here's the yellow rose. And the background paper is the exact same from the same designer series stack, and it's the Timeless Elegance designer series paper. So that's what I use. I just use different patterns from the same designer series paper. So I'll put all the supplies and everything that I use for this on my blog when I post the video. So I hope you enjoyed it, and I hope you try it for yourself because these are really beautiful cards, especially for Mother's Day, for Easter. It would be really, really a pretty card to give. It's one of those wow cards, I think. So I hope you enjoyed it. Have a blessed day, and I'll catch you in the next video. Bye.